Hello, sweet friends. Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be sharing a little glimpse at a weekend away with my husband for our 15th wedding anniversary and a look at what we ate during the week in order to save money and stay on budget. But first, I'm sharing with you guys a little glimpse. We went to St. Augustine and we had delicious food. We went to Caps on the Water. And then we went to Milano Beach for the day, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was a perfect day. It was hot, of course, but it was gorgeous, and we enjoyed having no children. We have never gotten away since we've become parents for a full weekend, so this was a huge treat, and we didn't even know what to do with ourselves. I'll be honest. We were kind of like, what do we do? What do adults do when you don't have children to take care of? But we went to St. Augustine. We stayed downtown. And so we did a lot of walking around, a lot of exploring. And it was so fun. So I'm just going to share bits and clips of that. We went to River and Fort for dinner, and it was absolutely delicious. Definitely get a reservation. We did that, and it made it so much more enjoyable, but it was so yummy. The drinks were so good. The food was delicious. And then we went to the Colonial Oak Music Park to listen to some live music, which was so fun and so nice. And then the bed and breakfast we stayed at actually provided breakfast for us, and it was really yummy. And then we just kind of explored again. I love walking through St. Augustine. It's such a historical place for Florida. And I love the architecture. I love the design. I love the foliage and the plants and the art. It's just so rich in Florida history. And yeah, if you're able to ever visit St. Augustine, Florida, it is such a treat. I would say that it's a must. It really does encapsulate a lot of what Florida is all about, especially old Florida. What do you think?
Delicious. We don't follow anybody else. Says Henry's my name, Henry with an I, because Brett's on the other side. And Piper like the pipe.
It was an incredible weekend. We're so thankful for sweet friends that took our kids. Y'all are amazing. We love you so much. And now on to the rest of the week. All right, it is, what time is that? I don't even know what time it is, but I'm getting dinner ready. We're gonna do another week of random things that I make with the food that we got because I don't want to spend any money. I want it to be kind of like a minimal spending week because we have back to school shopping and all that coming up, and I just want to be more conscientious of what we're spending. So tonight, what I have is basically some leftover noodles, which we need to eat up. And then I have these tortillas that need to be eaten. Sorry, child needed something. But I'm gonna go through and do my meal plan like I did last week with you guys with the food that we have. And then we do not do a grocery until Thursday. I think we're going Thursday. Basically, I'm gonna give you an update on the snack cart and then show you what we got and then pull out what we're going to have this week. Tonight we're gonna have quesadillas, cheese quesadillas, maybe if anybody wants tomato in theirs, but I have some guacamole that needs to be eaten up. And then we're gonna do cheese quesadillas and Polly's gonna do butter noodles because we need to eat up those noodles that I showed you guys. And then, okay, here we go. All right, the ice machine is going, so sorry, but I've got my second rotation of snacks for this week to get us through this week. Like I said, I wanted those Costco snacks to last us 2 weeks. So they are going to last us. We have 4 of those left and 2 of these. And we have these goldfish and then the mini muffins and some more bars. Everything else is eaten up. I'm not buying any more snacks until the next grocery. Just a friendly reminder, we do not judge here. My pantry is not very organized and it's very small. Here for realness, this is it. And here is our other snack bin, which also has baking. We still have cashews. We've gone through a lot of those. We have dates. We have a big thing of pretzels that we need to eat on. So I actually might put these in Ziplocs and put them on the cart. And then I have 2 big bags of Big Dipper that I got from Aldi. So those are good options with salsa or the guacamole cups that I have for snacks as well. And the boys do not have any camps, so they can just snack at home. So this is our cabinet pantry. We have an overflow in our garage, so that kind of holds the extras. But this is stuff I'm actually gonna use, you know what I mean? And I bring the things that are about to expire or I feel like eating this week or the family feels like eating this week into this pantry. So, anywho, I always move the things that are open to the front. We still have not used this meal kit, so I'm going to probably prioritize this one night, like for an easy dinner for the kiddos. And then I'm gonna either do the sweet and sour or the teriyaki chicken. I'll probably do the teriyaki because the kids prefer that. I still have to make that. So I'm gonna do that with some white rice and the frozen veggies in the freezer for one night. And then we have some tomato and basil. So I'll probably do a meatless spaghetti night where I'll probably just do a spaghetti bake with cheese on top, bake it, it's yummy, and then serve a veggie. So like I said, I have a ton of white rice. I got that on sale, so I'm gonna do that with that. And then we'll do a taco night. So that's 2 nights. Then I do a leftover night. So that's the 3rd night. Night 4, I think I'm gonna do a fettuccine noodle with, I have some basil Alfredo that we need to eat up. So depending if I do that, we'll see, I'm not sure. But that's an option. I always like to have an optional meal, you know, and then that way it doesn't feel as crazy. I also have in here, I have some cream of chicken. So I could also do a chicken bake with the rice and cheese as well. So I may do that as well because I have a ton of chicken that's frozen and I want to defrost it, prep it, cook it all, and then put it in these kind of items like this, or make chicken salad, that kind of thing. I have some black olives. I don't know, we'll see what we do with that. I have some mixes, but I'm out of beef. So all I have right now is chicken. So I need to figure that out. And then I also could do a night where I have some tomatoes and feta and cucumbers. So one night I could do some tabbouleh, am I saying that right? With this guy, and do like a grilled chicken. So we'll see. So those are my options, pretty good options, and that'll get us through until we have our next grocery night. I also have the option too of doing like breakfast burritos or whatever, because I have a ton of tortillas that need to be eaten up. All right, again, this is not organized. This looks a mess in here, but this is our freezer. And I love our freezer because if I have a night where work is just crazy and I just can't manage to cook, I always have some nugget options, a frozen pizza. I make smoothies all the time. And then up here, I love these guys. And then this is that vegetable blend I told you guys about. And I mean, sometimes I even pull out like broccoli or whatever. And this right here is the chicken I was talking about. So I'll take that out so that tomorrow I can probably make the teriyaki chicken blend or the chicken and couscous. I don't know. We'll see which one I feel like doing first. But that's that meat that we're gonna prioritize. I also have some frozen salmon in the back, so I might take that one out as well. I like to share these easy meals. I mean, of course, cheese quesadilla is not riveting. It's not like this homemade meal from scratch, but you know, that's the reality of life with children. You use what you have, and my kids love this kind of meal. We typically will, you know, make it with butter and stuff, but we were out of butter, so I used what we had. Now I'm gonna move on to cleaning. Do you clean as you go, or do you wait for it to get really messy and then clean? I try to clean as I go. I get a little bit overwhelmed and overstimulated if I have a lot of dishes in the sink, so I feel like the dishwashing situation I have more under control than other areas of my house. Are there homemaking tasks that you feel like you have in the bag or not? Let me know below. All right, this morning we're gonna have some cinnamon rolls and some oranges. Okay, and I have one kid that does not want cinnamon rolls, so I'm gonna do oatmeal for her, and then we're also gonna do yogurt parfaits with just chocolate chips and honey. And then of course we make our own at-home coffee. Snack or lunch, we're having couscous, making it now, and I'm gonna do feta, tomatoes, and cucumber. has been a stressful day when this is your dinner. Kids had dino nuggies and french fries. All right. Another tip that I have is I froze all this meat, all this chicken, and it's still semi-frozen. So I'm gonna cook it tonight, the teriyaki chicken, for dinner in the crock pot, but then I'm gonna go ahead and slice up and prep for tomorrow night my lemon pepper chicken. So it's marinating all night, and then tomorrow I can just put it in the oven. These are the bits that I don't like. And so, and like I said, it was pretty frozen, which I like cutting it like this because it's not slimy and gross. But these bits I will put into a freezer bag, and then I will use to make some chicken broth. And I can share that one day if you want me to, but it's pretty simple. You just throw it all into a pot with some filtered water, and you just put spices, and I put a little bit of olive oil in it too. It makes a really yummy chicken broth for homemade chicken noodle soup. Anywho, sorry if you don't like raw chicken, but just a little tip. Okay, for the teriyaki chicken, we're just keeping it very simple. I just have this Kinder's teriyaki sauce and glaze. I have more, and I will put more on it once it's more cooked. But for now, I'll do this, some garlic salt, some minced garlic. I already put some olive oil. And put some maple syrup and some soy sauce as well. Okay, that is out. So we'll use the rest when the chicken is cooked. So for this, I do whatever dressing I have, honestly, that's like an oil base. So I'm gonna use the rest of this because I need to. Pepper, salt, some ground turmeric, some lemon pepper. I also add in some garlic salt. Guys, okay, this is so chaotic, but tonight we're having teriyaki stir fry. We've got the stir fry in there, or the veg. And then in here, I have the chicken that I put on earlier, as you guys saw. That's in there. I just added a little bit more teriyaki to it, and then I'm gonna add this to the veg. And then I'm making some rice as well. And here's a look at breakfast the next day. Pretty self-explanatory. And then we had that turmeric lemon pepper chicken with some rice and gravy and corn. All right, it is grocery day, $192 from Aldi. We have this, and then I have a little bit more behind me. Kids are in the background playing, so it is what it is. But we have 2 things of blueberries, a thing of strawberries, 2 things of chocolate chip muffins, white cheddar cheese popcorn, some deli rolls, bananas, 2 things of Mexican style, and 1 sharp cheddar. I needed 1 mozzarella, but I'll have to get that tomorrow. Thing of lettuce, thing of carrots, Brussels sprouts, sweet potatoes, 2 things of celery, 4 boxes of the breakfast sausage, 2 different types of tomatoes, butter, yellow potatoes, cotton candy grapes, 2 bags of apples, a thing of avocados, some onions, some corn, some peppers, broccoli, did I already say avocados, soy sauce, barbecue sauce, 2 things of frozen blueberries, melon, whey protein, 2 things of fruit and grain boxes for snacks, thing of lactose milk, things of these gel fruit things, turtles, and then we have a thing of flour tortillas, 2 things of cheese sticks, some bagels, some ground meat, some cream cheese, 2 of these, but we already have 2 bags, so I'm going to put those in the extra food, Pringles, and cheese balls. Can you tell that children went as well? So this was $192, I believe. That's how much it was. It's either $192 or $96. And that's a look at the things that we ate before we did our second food shop of the month at Aldi. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. I thought it was kind of interesting. I always like to see what people are eating and what they're serving their families, because I always get stumped, so many dinners to make in a lifetime. But anywho, I hope you guys are having a wonderful summer, and we'll see you next time. Love your faces.